Yes, this is Mr. Controversy, and this is the infamous three-point conversion station. Keep it locked.
From coast to coast, representing all the dog pound, this is the Brownstown USA podcast, powered by the three-point conversion, where fans' opinions indeed matter. I'm Eric, and over there is LA Broadus. LA!
What's up, everybody? Browns fans, family, everybody out there. I am so pleased to be able to come to you guys and talk to you another week on Brownstown USA. It's bye week, Eric, and I feel lost. I feel lost that there's not a game coming up on Sunday. I feel empty. I feel a lot of things right now, Eric.
Nothing that a little Mr. Hero can't fix.
You're right about that, and you are absolutely right about that. That's a right on. That's a for show. For sure. But I will say that I did have this amazing burger from Cheesecake Factory called the Bacon Cheeseburger. And so that helped me out. That helped out my life so far.
You know, I've got a gift card to the Cheesecake Factory. I've never used it.
Yeah, go check it out. It's under $20. I think it's only like $14. So, yeah, so you can go ahead and get it. Comes with a side of fries. And yeah, it'll change your life, man. The bacon cheeseburger. Now, I am going on record to say that I am back in the gym, though. So that was like my cheat day kind of thing. So, no, I'm not out here just picking out and grossing out anymore. But real quick, Eric, I did want to share this story with you as a part of, because we always tell everybody what's going on with our week. So, I seen an article that just it brought tears to my eyes, man, because I wish that I was this manager, but a McDonald's employee has been accused of assaulting the manager with crispy bacon.
That doesn't sound like an assault. That just sounds like heaven, man. Come on. I mean,
that sounds like love. It's like, what is love? What's the song? What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Yes, like, assault me with crispy bacon, please.
I mean, just as long as it's not, like, fresh out of the pan, I'll be good with that. Like, if it's still fresh out of it to the point that it could burn, then that's something. But here's the better question. Where did you get crispy bacon at McDonald's? Are you sure that they didn't just take it out of the microwave?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the thing that I would maybe think about the assault on is that I'm not sure how fresh the bacon is at McDonald's. If it was like a normal restaurant or something, like I could see that, or maybe if you were at home and just cook some bacon. But, maybe we'll put up a poll on Brownstown USA and just ask how crispy and how fresh is this bacon from McDonald's? And, maybe that's something we can do, Eric. Maybe we can just pick out a weird story or something like this, something fun, something light, put up a poll just saying, our weird article of this week is being assaulted with crispy bacon. How mad would you be? So,
oh yeah, I mean, it's interesting because it seems like there's a lot of places that's like you would expect this type of stuff. McDonald's is definitely one of them, right? But there's one fast food place I would expect that more so. Believe it or not, that would be Wendy's, just because how many of their sandwiches actually have bacon in them?
Son of the Baconator.
Yep.
Baconator fries. Wait, I shouldn't know all this, should I?
But seriously, I mean, it's the one restaurant, one fast food place that probably has more bacon than the actual damn pig.
Hey, look, and Wendy's, me and Wendy's go way back. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
we
yeah,
go way back.
I love Wendy's. I'm not going to lie.
We have an extensive relationship. I love Wendy's to death. So, anywho, what have you been up to this week?
Honestly, for the most part, playing Spyro, the Reignited trilogy just came out yesterday, and then also been trying to plan a trip to Fenway as well as a trip to this new restaurant out in Unionville called The Cure.
Nice. That sounds intriguing.
What it is you pay, I think it's like $45 for like for dinner, like 45 to $60. But what they do is they have waiters come by with like a steak on a pole, and they cook it for you as much as you like, but they slice it right at your table onto your plate.
Yeah, so like a Brazilian steakhouse kind of thing.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. They have it for steak. They also got it for pork, which it's like, I need to try this because this sounds awesome.
Yeah, normally for my birthday, which is this weekend, by the way. But normally when I was in NC, there was a Brazilian steakhouse, and they have like the little rock thing where you turn it, red if you don't want any more, green if you want, as much meat as you can handle. Pause. But basically, they had lamb, they had pork, they had steak, sausages. I mean, pretty much everything. And then it was like a package. And I would always get the platinum package. You got to go platinum when it's your birthday.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So it would come with like a 5-pound lobster tail too.
My God, you sound almost as bad as my dad when we go to like hibachi for my birthday. We usually go to this place Tenga, but the thing is, we don't just stop at the you get the two choices of meat. He's usually getting the steak with the lobster tail. I'll get the steak and chicken. But the one thing we have to get there is the fish bowl. Which, if you don't know what I don't know if you know what a fish bowl is at all.
No.
What they do is they take like a fish bowl, like an actual the round fish bowl that is like the stereotypical one. They fill it with booze.
Oh, wow.
And then sometimes, not always, they put frozen Swedish fish right at the bottom of it.
Okay.
It is delicious, but it's a two-person drink. It's a team drink. Let's put it that way. It's like if you go to Hooters and get the beer tower. If you're drinking that by yourself, you're done.
All right. Well, fishbowl, that sounds great. I'm gonna have to try to see if there's something like that out this way. But that's awesome. I seen your post about Spyro. I was like, man, he is definitely going vintage right now.
Dude, it is so good. So many memories. If you have a PlayStation 4, go out and buy it. Get the Insane Trilogy for Crash Bandicoot. Sony, sponsor us!
Right, we be dropping all kinds of stuff. I mean, Wendy's and all kinds of stuff, Mr. Hero. So, look, man, my week has been pretty interesting. Actually, no, not at all. I haven't done anything really of major significance that I would like to share on the show, at least. But I am excited because fall TV has started back up. So if you are not into it, get into it. Flash, Arrow, Black Lightning, all my favorite superhero power, The Gifted type shows are back and well right now. So I am in heaven right now.
I don't blame you. I mean, it's going to be very hard to watch those shows for me personally just because of the death that we had recently. I mean,
yeah. And that's actually a good point to bring up. Rest in peace, Stan Lee. You have done so much for this world, and I don't know if you've seen the article that I shared about it, but basically he worked on a final superhero with his daughter.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, in all honesty, this is probably one of the hardest weeks for not just comic books and comic book movies, but just pop culture in general. Because seriously, how many movies did you see Marvel, DC, where Stan Lee just pops out of nowhere?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I know I was actually watching. What did I just watch this week? Oh, I just saw Venom as well.
How was it?
It was okay. It wasn't like one of those ones that I'm like, oh my god, I got to see it again like right away. But it was it wasn't like a Fantastic Four, but it wasn't like an Avengers. You know, it's like in the middle lower half.
I gotcha.
Then I also got a chance to see Bohemian Rhapsody as well, which was absolutely phenomenal.
It's funny. The critics have been doing nothing but crapping on it, but everybody I know says you have to see it. Go see it. It needs to be seen.
It's definitely a must-watch, especially if you have an appreciation for that music genre. And like for most people, I mean, especially if you are diverse in music, I mean, you're gonna want to watch it. So, I definitely encourage you to watch it because I know that you would definitely enjoy it. So,
all right.
But look, we're gonna wrap this up real quick. We're gonna take a quick break. I enjoyed talking about crispy bacon with you as much as the next man, but we actually have some football to talk about. Okay, so.
All right.
So this is Brownstown USA, powered by the 3-point conversion. We will be right back.
2nd down and 10, takes the snap, gives it. Chubb runs, he's to the 10, 15, he's to the 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. There goes Chubb, he's to the 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Shabba-lubba hub. 92 yards.
Pretty unbelievable. He has a second gear. I just got hit more by you than I did in my 14 years in the NFL.
And we are back. Just wrapping up our conversation about crispy bacon and employees that like to attack their managers with it. Please take me there.
Raphael, please attack us with bacon. Okay, that sounds a lot more wrong than it should.
But if you are just tuning in, I am LA, and across from me is my main man, Eric. It's Brownstown USA, powered by the 3-point conversion. The 3-point conversion where fans' opinions matter, and we are always doing work, so make sure that you follow the 3-point conversion on all your major social media outlets, and also check out the website as well, the 3pointconversion.com. Definitely got to give a shout-out, Eric, to Raphael for going in. He was at the Atlanta Braves putting it down in the presser and there. And actually, I had a friend hit me up and say that they heard the 3-point conversion mentioned on TV when they was watching the press conference. So we are doing things. We're getting our names out there. And, we're going to just continue to keep on working hard and stuff. And hopefully Brownstown USA will soon be a household name as well. So let's get into it, though, Eric. I mean, we're in victory formation right now. And we get to do that for an entire week because we have a bye week. But we are in victory formation. We were on the show last week talking about this, and we said that we were going to lose. I thought it. You thought it. Pretty much everybody else out there thought it, except for the Browns, and that's what mattered. They came out. They up-smacked the Falcons. Eric, give me before we give out awards, what stood out to you in this game?
Well, unrelated to this, I think I'm starting to notice a trend right now for this whole stuff. Whenever I've had to go into work the next morning, the Browns have won. So, like, every time I've had to go in on a month, I'm like, for example, the Friday after the Jet game, I had to work. Browns win. Had to fill in last week, the day after the Raven game. Browns win. I had to fill in on Monday after the Falcon game. Browns win. So I'm curious to see if this happens. And funny enough, it's going to get tested again because after the bye week, which is the week after Thanksgiving, I believe, when we play the Bengals in Cincinnati, guess what I'm doing that Monday? I'm in studio that day, so nice. I'm curious to see if this continues. If it happens, yeah, then I might have to start working on Mondays during football season. Anywho, go ahead. You had some?
Well, I was gonna say, and that Bengals game is gonna mean so much. Well, actually, yeah, it's gonna mean so much because of you know who going there, and I know we're gonna talk more about that later. But
all right, but
anyways, this rivalry just heated up quickly.
Oh yeah, but anyways, my thoughts about this game was someone said it was a must-win. It wasn't a must-win. It was it was a statement win, no matter what. Though I mean, The Falcons are very much a playoff team right now. Look, I know that sounds weird because they're not going to win the division, but I believe they are a wild card team right now. We smacked them. Not just we beat them, we smacked them around. And you know what? It felt damn good to do that because nobody was picking us.
Look, let's take the people behind the scenes, because if I remember correctly, I had a couple adult beverages. I'm not sure if you were, but
yeah, I had like one or two at the bar I was at.
and we were literally messaging each other saying, what is happening right now? Like we thought we were like an alternate dimension. It just couldn't happen. Like, we were just so skeptical at first. We were like, nah, this ain't right. These guys are actually looking like a football team. Whoa, wait. Baker Mayfield has no incompletions yet? Like, what is going on here? Like, it looked like a totally different football team. And it was just astounding. Like, I mean, it was just amazing to watch. And I'm going to actually check the links after the show because I want to watch it again. But, like, I couldn't believe what I was seeing, Eric. I really felt like I was dreaming.
Yeah, I mean, look, this was not a game that we were expecting much from. Let's be honest here. We weren't expecting to see Kitchens really light it up on defense. On offense, rather. We were expecting the defense to get torched. That was one of the things that we did say. They didn't have that many long passes, though, for some reason. We were expecting Julio Jones to feast. We were expecting Matt Ryan to have fancy football god numbers. Like, best way to put it, we were expecting Matt Ryan to be the through-the-air player of the week this week. Right. The only thing he could do was he could only throw the short passes, so something happened. It was like the fear of God was put into Matt Ryan here.
Yeah, yeah. And let's be honest here. We can keep gushing about the performance, but I want to kind of break it down even more and talk about how important it was to get Joe Schobert back on that defense, because Joe is our camera guy. Not camera guy, but he directs. He's out there. He is telling everybody what to do. He communicates the most out of everybody. I mean, just simply amazing. It's simply awesome to have him back out there as well. Damaris Randall looked good. I mean, just Denzel Ward being out there, because we had a scare with him as well. Man, it just looked really good to see everybody out there. And then another player that I must talk about is Greg Robinson, man.
The thing is with Robinson, I remember so many people hated this pickup, if you remember.
I do. Because, I put out the update like Greg Robinson is coming with this. And everyone was like, oh, my God, he's so washed, da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, dude, first of all, they're bringing him in to take a look. There's nothing wrong with that. And then if he even taps into his potential just a little bit, remember, this guy was picked in the first round.
He was picked number 2.
Number 2, right. And if he even has just a little bit of that potential to flash, it was better than what we had with Desmond there. And even though I think Desmond could still be a good player, he just wasn't ready yet. And that's not fair to ask for him to perform at that kind of level at that position.
Mm-hmm.
Being a rookie like that.
Absolutely. And you know what? That's the thing. Greg Robinson, look, let's be honest here. Playing for St. Louis/LA is hard. It was made even harder because of who the head coach was. No offense, Jeff Fisher is not a good coach. Everyone talks about, well, he could do wonders here in Cleveland. No, he can't. You see what? And think about how good that team was. It had the status quo, if you will. Like, they'll go 8-8 and 9-7. They'll do just enough to either get to the playoffs or just miss the playoffs. But that's it. But Fisher ruined. I mean, not trying to be that guy, but he kind of ruined a few careers. Like, just off the top of my head, Sam Bradford almost ruined Jared Goff. Robinson did not perform well in that offense. It's, for lack of a better word, Jeff Fisher disease is contagious.
Well, look, man, who would you give your game ball to for this week?
So easy here. Just so incredibly easy. Nick Chubb.
Okay, so we're both on the same page there because, you know, of course, they're both up for Rookies of the Week, and then also Chubb is up for the FedEx Ground Player of the Week as well.
Here's the thing, LA.
Yeah.
Think about this right now. Why did the Browns start looking good? Let me ask you. Do you know why that is?
Why did they start looking good?
Yep.
Well, because they were able to run the ball.
Exactly. The problem with the Hugh Jackson system, which I keep seeing people say, well, Hugh Jackson didn't have the talent. He had a running back, though, is the thing. And I believe it was Mike Mularkey, one of the guys that's being rumored to be looked at. You win games by having a running attack. And that's absolutely true. The Patriots, as much as we talk about Tom Brady, think about last year. Deion Lewis was pretty good. James White's not bad. They have LeGarrette Blount. They've had solid running backs, which can win you games. Yeah, it's true that you don't have – I know you need a good passing attack, but if you can't win the running game, you're going to lose 95% of the time.
Very true. And then we talked about that, especially with Baker being a rookie, that I was very uncomfortable with the fact of him throwing the ball that many times. It just seemed like he operated so much better when they were able to simplify the game for him. And a lot of times to simplify the game, that means handing it off to your bell cows. Look, like you said, we're able to get Chubb back involved in the game. We're able to get Duke Johnson back. We've seen Duke Johnson for the past 2 weeks consistently now. That is what helps out your rookie quarterback. And I don't understand why it was that hard for them to see that. And, for instance, remember how we would break down the game and stuff when we would look at stats? And I said the biggest thing to me that I was scared about is that Baker would have 41 passing attempts and then they would only rush the ball like 20 times. But in this game, you see more balance. Baker only threw the ball 20 times, but they rushed the ball for almost 30 times. Man, what a difference does that make?
I mean, really, look, the thing is, and maybe it's just because we know that the Browns need to make this adjustment. I mean, I hate to say it, but Todd Haley wasn't getting the job done, unfortunately. Now, it could be because of this whole thing with he was sabotaging the Browns. Well, he did a bad job of doing it because he lost his own job. But yeah. The thing is, no matter who we had between those two, they weren't running the football. Kitchens is showing why he deserved the job because he's giving faith to the running back that should have been playing this entire time. Look, we knew that Hyde was going to be gone soon. But you know what? Chubb has looked like the man right now. And you know what? Enough said. He's part of the plan going forward. Beauty.
And that's actually a perfect segue to what we're going to talk about next when we get back from our break. John Dorsey came out and had a press conference, and he actually brought up they brought up some of the trades to him, specifically the Josh Gordon one. So I want to get your thoughts on that, but we're going to take a quick break. This is Brownstown USA, powered by the 3-Point Conversion. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Robert Brazil, and I listen to the 3-Point Conversion Radio.
And we are back. I am LA, and across from me, as always, is my main man, Eric, a.k.a. Stosh Ball, on the ones and twos. And we are here, just got done wrapping up a little bit of what we saw from the Falcons game. I know it's a little older now since we're a little bit further into the week, but we still wanted to kind of put our thoughts on it, put our final touches on it, and now we are moving on to the John Dorsey press conference that just happened moments ago. Eric, there was a lot of major hot points in this press conference.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to throw the mic to you. Let me know what you're feeling from this presser, and then I will, follow up and comment.
Probably the biggest thing that I will say that I did take away is progress. That's the big thing with this. I mean, look, the thing is, I don't think anybody was really expecting Dorsey to come out today and do the press conference. I mean, when it happened, you were right. You were right on it. Let me be honest with you. But the thing is, he's showing that he does understand that Baker's a rookie and is going to be making the mistakes. He understands, and he was understanding what really needs to be done as a GM. We've had GMs in the past come out and just make ridiculous excuses. Let's be honest. Like, let's say, for example, the whole Josh Gordon thing. It annoyed everybody. But you know what? He came out and just said, it's not my place to talk about it. It happened. That was also several weeks ago. He might have deflected it a bit, but, if we're still talking about it now, what's the point?
You're right. And I just love how Dorsey handles press conferences. Like, it's like between him, it's like we have a nice combination of coaches and GMs on handling press conferences. Like, the one thing about Hugh Jackson, and when he talks, he just never seemed sure about himself. It was just always weird and awkward, and it just, you didn't feel the confidence coming from his voice. And and that's okay. Some people just don't have it like that. So, the first thing Dorsey said when he sat down is like, look, I know you guys are going to have questions about this head coach's search. I'm not telling y'all bullpucky. That was the first thing he said off the top of his head. And I love that because we know that Dorsey keeps things close to the chest. We knew where the leaks were coming from. Now you can barely hear anything coming out of this Browns organization at all. Not a peep. It's crazy. But the only thing is that I seen tweeted as well is that even though we know Dorsey's probably going to keep his mouth shut, it's not necessarily going to be the same for everybody that he interviews. So that's going to be very, very interesting to see what comes out from that, because I'm pretty sure that the guys that want to be there are not going to say nothing. And the guys that may be thinking that they might have a chance at the job, they might be the ones talking, but end up talking themselves out of a job.
Absolutely. And you know what? It's honestly something that does need to be speculated upon, but at the same time, I think that this whole organization right now is actually doing something really, really well and keeping some of these secrets out and keeping the secrets out of the hands of people. I mean, look, how many times did we know? How we knew that we were going to get and Myles Garrett last year. And we also knew that the Browns were trying to trade with the 49ers. That got blown almost about a week before anything happened, to the point that people were like, oh, it's a ruse, it's a ruse, it's a ruse. It wasn't a ruse. It literally happened. So everybody shut the hell up about it. But you know what? The one thing is with this whole regime is we didn't know who we were taking with that number 1 overall pick. Let's be honest. The only time we really knew was when something didn't get...
It was probably like I want to say 10, 15 minutes before the pick.
Even then, it was being told from a source that was equivalent to a guy standing on a street corner on a soapbox saying, the world's gonna end. I saw it in my Cheerios. It was...
Yeah. It was extremely hard to track this one. And I think maybe that was so much more of what, remember I told you, like, I don't like the draft, like, it's too long. And
Yeah.
maybe that's one of the reasons why it seemed longer this year is because we had no clue what the heck was going on. And I was so sick of seeing these rumors because everybody was just completely off base with them.
Absolutely. You know what? I hate to say it. This is how a draft should be. Not this, oh, well, we've agreed to terms with it. No, shut the hell up. Don't agree to terms before the draft. Just take your pick and then worry about it afterwards. Let the kid enjoy the moment.
Right. No, I feel you. Now, I wanted to ask you this because I believe it was a reporter, Pat McManaman. He has too many.
I know who you mean.
Yeah, he has too many M's in his name, so I'm like Mani. But he Dorsey basically said that you won't know who he's sitting in front of him. You ain't gonna know who it is. It could be anybody, even a woman. And the whole entire, like, the McManaman guy busted out laughing. Hayden Grove confirmed it. Now, I want to ask you this, and I want to be absolutely serious. How far away do you feel we are from having – we've seen it in the NBA already where, women are starting to take some of these assistant coaching jobs. We've seen how some of them are being bred to be the next head coach. I think we even seen an interview for one with Milwaukee, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we did. I honestly was disappointed that she didn't get hired.
So how far away, seriously, how far away are we from seeing women into the any kind of coaching position in the NFL?
I think we're a lot closer than we think. I mean, obviously, it's going to be at least 2 to 5 years at this point, just because we don't have any female coordinators, I believe, or assistant coaches right now. So, and the thing is, NBA and NFL are two completely different beasts. I mean, as much, and this is no offense to the NFL and to the NBA, but unless you're like a Popovich or a Coach K in basketball nowadays, you're basically just like that face that's running the play. That's running the place, if you will. I hate to say it, it's not about the coaches in the NBA anymore. It's about the players. And most of them do have that leadership role, unless you're Carmelo Anthony. In that case, you're still looking for a job right now. But the thing is, hey, it's not too late for him to be a Cavalier. But anyways, it's going to take 2 to 5 years. Oh, come on. Anyways, so it's not too late for it to happen, but it's going to take 2 to 5 years just because coaching in the NFL, whether it's as a coordinator or as a assistant to whatever, or even just a basic positional coach, that takes years before you get to that NFL head coaching spot. So I'm going to say about 5 years, and you know what? Good for them. I mean, it's awesome to see that we have female referees right now. I'm just going to say I'm enjoying the moment that we have female referees that are actually doing the job right now. And hopefully they're not the ones screwing over the Browns at this point.
No, not yet. But I'm just putting that out there for any referee because it seems like we're the easy team to pick on. So, but yeah, no, I agree with you. I think about 5 to 7 years is a pretty good window. I just don't see it on any other level right now. So that's why it's just kind of, weird. We're not seeing it really on the collegiate level right now. Shoot, I can't really even off the top of my head think about anybody on the high school level either. So, but I know it's going to happen. I mean, we are in the world of where different things happen and, we break the mold, we set records. So I believe it will happen. I'm just not sure when. So great talk there, man. Great stuff on the Dorsey presser. Before we take another break, I just want to ask you this. So Greg Williams made a deal with the players. He said that if they win this game, he would give them the week off. How do you feel about this?
You know what? It's deserved. I hate to say it. I mean, Now, all this said, I do feel that there are some players that probably didn't need the week off. I mean, let me be honest. I think it's a good move because it does let Schobert get a little bit of rest. It lets Randall get some rest. It lets Ward get rest too. They who were playing hurt. I don't care if they came back. You knew that they were playing hurt. So it allows them to do that. Just as long as they realize
who didn't need the week off? Like, let's go ahead and let's get real about it.
Well, I honestly do feel that some of the rookie wide receivers didn't need the week off. I mean, Callaway had a nice game, but he's still dropping balls like crazy at times. Njoku, I love the guy. I think he's got a future, but seeing his production compared to, say, Greg Kittle in San Francisco, that hurts. That hurts big time. And then, of course, and those two are just some on the top of my head. And as much as I hate to say it, Desmond Harrison. Harrison has a bright future in this league. I think, honestly, he could be put over at right tackle because, well, you know my thoughts on Hubbard. But you know what? Like I said, it's more so the young guys that probably do need the work. Even Baker, because there were still a couple throws that could use some work.
Okay. I like the week off as well. The only thing I'm just nervous. We have had, and I can't wait for our season finale show because my idea is we're going to wrap up just the entire season of everything that's happened. And I mean, this entire season, when you look back at it just now, man, from the Kendricks to the, Callaway, being cited for marijuana and car thing. And I mean, we've been through a lot of stuff leading up to this point. And so my thing is that I'm scared. Anytime you say, okay, look, guys, go ahead and take your time and be gone for a little bit, experience some life. Like, I'm scared because I'm just waiting for that next story to break. I'm waiting for something bad to happen. And I mean, but that's what we've been conditioned to believe with this team for so many years. It's just always is like, well, that's just the Browns. So hopefully we come back, no incidents. And then that again starts to lead towards change, and leading towards the fans and the analysts and everybody else to start changing and conditioning their mind differently about this team.
Absolutely. I mean, the one thing that really scares me, what happened the last time we had a week, and we said, take a week off. You remember what we reported the next day and what was talked about on Hard Knocks that week, almost essentially shoehorned in to the whole story.
Yeah.
And in that regard, it is scary. I don't want to sit here because we all know who the prime suspects are in this situation.
Yeah. So look, we're not even gonna focus on that anymore. We're gonna take away that negative energy. We're gonna, num yoho reggae kyo it, get it out the way.
What?
So look, let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we're gonna talk about some awards, some grades, what we see from this team, and also the Pro Bowl is coming up, man. I mean, the voting has already opened up, so I'm very interested to see what Eric has to say about that, and and then I'll drop my thoughts as well. But this is Brownstown USA, powered by the 3-point conversion. We'll be right back.
Mayfield under center, play action fake. Baker back, Baker getting rushed. Baker rolls right, fires. Higgins up, caught in the end zone, touchdown! Mayfield using his legs and his arm, and Higgins went up and came down with it.
All right, and we are back. and this is Brownstown USA, powered by the 3-Point Conversion, where fans' opinions matter. Make sure you guys follow Brownstown USA, okay? Look, we're on stuff, all right? We're there. We're on Twitter.
Yes, we are. We are definitely on stuff.
Yes, we're on Twitter at Brownstown USA.
Oh,
we are on Facebook and have a special group that continues to grow. And thank you to the members that are inviting their buddies in the group as well, because we're growing. So that's Brownstown USA if you want to look that up on Facebook. Actually, no, you don't have a choice. Go look it up, okay? That's what you're going to do. And you're going to follow us because we said so. Because Stone Cold says so. All right?
Do your homework, boys. Come on. Yeah!
But, yeah, so we're in those groups. We're doing our thing, making sure that we get you Browns news whenever possible. Also, the fans are doing a great job too, man. Like, most of the time, the group runs itself. People are in there posting like crazy, and they hear stuff too. So it's all good. It's all good. But anywho, Eric, we are in bye week. We're in bye week, and we just won. So we're feeling good right now. We're feeling great. So looking back, because this has been a later bye week for us. I can't remember the last time we had this late of a bye week. We normally have it like around week 7 or so. Mm-hmm. But looking back, let's break it down. So offensively, we have, again, we'll start with the O-line. What grade are you giving the O-line right now?
You know, it's hard to give a grade, but you know what? I got to give it at least a C+ at this point. I mean, look, just going by the collective of this season. Uh-oh. What was that?
Oh, I'm sorry. There's a new Harry Potter game.
What do you call it? Just overall, I got to give it a C+. I mean, since Greg Williams took over, I would definitely give it an A+, but because we have to factor in the Hugh Jackson and Todd Haley time,
correct,
that kind of drags it down a bit.
Correct. So I think I'm going to give them right now, I'm going to give them a C. I'm going to give them a solid C right now, because there has been times even in the Hugh Jackson era that the line did look okay, especially like at first. It was like maybe a couple of games after they had put Desmond in there. Like, well, yeah, I'm going to give them a solid C. And that's more so because, like you said, because of during the Hugh Jackson, it was so up and down. The first game with Greg Robinson coming in, which was against KC, it still looked a little shaky, but we understood and knew that they had to go ahead and, get it together. And then this last game, they just blew it out the park. No sacks allowed. Baker looked very comfortable. Baker even looked in the presser saying that, he loves that Greg Robinson is out there. He trusts him a lot more than he did Desmond. So there you go right there. But you're right about that. So I give the offensive line a C. Now, this is where it is going to get interesting for the grades, because, again, we are grading off of not only Greg Williams and what we've seen over the past couple of weeks, but we also have to factor in Hugh Jackson. So what is your grade for the running back room right now?
Yeah, again, this one's a B-. Look, it's looking a lot better, but why didn't they show up before? Todd, this is why you were fired. Hugh, this is why you were fired. Right now, the running backs are playing at an A+ level. But because dumbass number 1 and dumbass number 2 didn't know how to use a running back, clearly, when we were getting about 60 to 80 yards per game. Bull! Right now we're averaging nearly at least 120 yards per game now. So, thanks a lot, dumbass number 1 and dumbass number 2. You just gave the running back room a solid C, or a B rather.
Well, that's a lot of dumb A's in one sentence.
Am I wrong?
No, I was just looking at our rating for the I think if it was one more dumb A put in there, I might have had to put the explicit sign on it. But I understand your frustration. I absolutely get it. Everybody knew that Duke was the guy. You don't give a guy a contract and pay him and then basically give him only like 2 touches in a game. I mean, I think there was games that he didn't even touch the ball at all. That is absolutely ridiculous. And we talked about this from the beginning, Eric. Remember, my number one question to you when we always went over running backs is, do we have too many people in the room? And it turned out to be that way. As soon as Carlos Hyde got traded, you started to see things change. That was the point right there. When they forced Hugh to have to play these guys by getting Carlos out of there, that's where the tide started to change. This, to me, Eric, though, is the strongest room on our team.
Right now, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, so to me, I'm going to give them a B. It would be higher, like you said, if Hugh would have did his job in the first place. But this is the most solid room, and I'm very excited about the future of this room because we have a rookie, and then we also have Duke already tied up in another contract, so we don't have to worry about anything when it comes to this room. And barring any injuries or anything like that, we're going to be set for a long period of time with this running back room.
Yay.
So moving over, and we're gonna start doing rapid fire on this. But wide receivers, let me know.
This is a B-. They've just been underwhelming.
Ooh,
They've been underwhelming. What can I say?
That's very gracious. That's very gracious.
You know, I mean, look, they've been effective, but they have been flashy, if that makes sense.
I guess. I'm giving the room, man. I gotta give them like a C-, D. I'm just gonna be honest.
It's close, but at the same time, we're just starting to see them wake up now.
We are starting to see them wake up, and that's the thing. We seen Baker spread the ball out last week. Everybody had about like 2 receptions. It was nobody that he was absolutely just locked in on. He spreaded the ball around, so I think about 9 different people, just going off the top of my head.
Good.
We saw flashes of Rashard Perryman, like how I said. I said we was gonna get flashes of him. We started to see him. He's not looking like that guy that everybody has been harping on him about with drops and stuff. He's actually been looking pretty decent and solid. We love the connection between Baker and Rashard, and Jarvis is gonna be Jarvis. So it's getting better, but I gotta give them like a D right now, just right now.
Fair enough.
All right, so we're going to talk about the quarterback. What do you think?
I'm going to give him a B+. Look, I hate to say it, I'm going to ignore that problem that we had the first 3 weeks of the season. I'm just going to ignore that like it's a spam email. Doesn't count. Hey, Thanos, can you just
Got you.
But
Understood.
You know what? I'll give him a B just because even for a rookie, he's outplayed himself. Let's be honest.
Yeah, he's looked the best out of all the rookie quarterbacks out there. He's made John Dorsey look like he knows what the heck he's talking about. And then again, the quarterback position is so freaking important, so therefore he's just uplifted the entire franchise. And Eric, I still, crazy enough, I still remember how I felt when Baker first touched the field in that Jets game. And I know that sounds cheesy, guys. Do not tease me about this. But I still remember my feelings. I still remember where I was when that happened.
I remember that you were like, oh, he's not ready. He's not going to be that great.
I was very skeptical. Very skeptical.
Now how are you feeling?
I feel great. I do. I was definitely and I'll say it again, I was a big fan of Baker sitting and learning. Had no clue that Tyrod was going to come out as flat as that. I thought he had the mental strength to be able to know that Baker was behind him, but it seemed like it still got to him. So, yeah, I was wrong, and I will admit that I was wrong on that. I have no problems with that. But Baker, thank you for the memories and the feelings.
So,
tingly
what
feelings.
Do you got for a grade? Let me ask.
Well, I'm feeling tingly, so.
Oh, boy. Are you sure you're not feeling dangerous?
So I'm gonna give them a B plus, and that's really because I have to grade in Tyrod, and he's weighing it down a little bit. So definitely got to give him a B plus. But shout out to Baker, man, for setting a record for passer rating for a rookie, over 150 plus. Phenomenal, man. Phenomenal game. So let's take a quick break, Eric. We're going to take a quick intermission. We're going to come back, rapid fire through the defense, and then we're going to talk about the Pro Bowl as well. This is Brownstown, USA, powered by the three-point conversion.
First and goal at the 6. Ryan bootlegs out, near side right, throws at the 5-yard line, and Hooper got submarined at the 5. Here's Ryan, takes the snap, gives it, Coleman runs, hits at the 2, and he got knocked down short of the goal line by Jabril Peppers inside the 1-yard line. He was ready to go in, and Peppers came flying through and knocked him back. Third down and goal. He takes the snap and hands the ball off to Coleman left side, and he's not in yet. Now down to 11:45 left to go in the game. It's 4th down and a couple of inches for a touchdown. 4th down. Ryan takes the snap. Back to pass. Pulls it down. Throws. And they missed in the back of the end zone. Songbird in the back of the end zone. Can't come up with it. And the Browns defense holds. And the stadium rocking again.
And we are back. We just got done giving our bye week grades on the offense, and now we're going to get into the defense and then jump into a little Pro Bowl. Defensively, Eric, how do you give our what do you give our defensive line?
Defensive line, you know what? I'm gonna give them a B. What the hell was that? A B plus. Look, it's hard to give A's right now, but you know what? That's been one of the constants that we've had. I mean, yeah, I wish we could get a little more out of Ogba at times, and we need to get another DT, but you know what? For what it is, it's been pretty solid.
I agree. I'm going to give them a B minus. My biggest thing with them is the fact that we have struggled to stop the run, and so therefore that is something that is very important. Also, too, I feel that Myles Garrett has been exposed this season with showing, and remember we said this before in another episode, if he was just a straight-up just bull rusher instead of being able to kind of stop, plant, affect different things, and I think he's getting better at it. So I am seeing improvement, but I think he was kind of exposed. And then we also seen a lot of and we seen his frustration for when he would take to the media and talk about it. So, about the double teams, about the officiating, different things like that. So we're starting to see Myles Garrett evolve in front of our eyes, but I got to give them a B minus, even though this is definitely one of the stronger points. So let's move it back to the linebackers.
Strong. When healthy, they've been one of the best things about this defense. But
do you miss Kendricks? Be honest.
Not at all, to be honest. Look, Kendricks is that whole situation is whatever. But you know what? At the same time, he messed up. Let's be honest. I mean, yeah, I get that he's back. He's going to be doing this type of stuff, but you just can't have that in the locker room, and that's part of the problem. That's also the problem that was with Josh Gordon as well. But you know what? Given that Schobert's looked good, given that Kirksey, before he got hurt, was looking good, given that Collins has come on lately, and man, I'm going to be honest, given that Jannard Avery, where did this guy come from? How did he last until the 5th round? This guy's been good. I'll be honest. I'm giving him an A minus. I mean, look, I get the whole they didn't tackle thing. They missed tackles. Yeah, I get that at the same time. But they still look good.
Wow, you were feeling generous. A minus.
Oh, no. Here we go. Here comes the D+.
You were feeling generous. My goodness.
Here comes the D+. Here it comes.
Yo, no, I'm going to be honest with you. Yes, I'm going to give them a D because of the fact that I have brought this core group up, I want to say at least 4 or 5 times in every single show that we talked about. That we have always had inconsistency out of this group. I'm just being honest. I got to be honest. And like you said, you mentioned Collins. He's coming on late, but so many people were sitting up there arguing about trying to trade Collins. Like, we needed to get him out of here. Nobody even wanted to give him any respect for the season. Joe Schobert is a bright spot, and I love the fact that him coming off of his Pro Bowl year, that it didn't seem like it was just a fluke because we were really bad and he was just out there and got a lot of tackles. So that looks amazing. I do miss Kendricks. I really do, because I feel like on the field, we would have done some things. Now, in the locker room, on the team, I get it. You don't want that around your team. Also, too, the reports were that he wasn't completely honest about his involvement with it. And if he would have been honest with Dorsey and them, he would still be on the team and probably would have just went through the same thing like how he's doing with Seattle right now, because he was honest with them. I get that part. But I do miss him on the field, because on the field, he looked like an animal on the field. Okay?
That I can give you. I'll give you that one.
So, yes, D. But I got to give – yes, Jannard Avery has looked amazing. That's another great pick. I love the guy, and yeah, that's pretty much it right there. And I'm get well, Kirko. We miss you, man, already. But yeah, get well. So let's move it back even further to the secondary.
I'm gonna hate myself for this one.
You don't already? Golly, you handing out A-minuses like this candy.
C-.
What?
Okay, hear me out on this one. The the secondary has looked good, but there's a big issue. They've been very boom or bust, if that makes sense. How many times? Yes, I believe we lead the league in turnovers, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
We have not done good defending the pass otherwise, though. What? You're looking at me like I'm crazy here.
Because you are.
I am.
You're absolutely nuts right now.
I'm absolutely nuts.
You gave the linebacker core an A-, and then you turn around and give the secondary a C-. Are you kidding me? I am
not kidding you. Hold on. Let's look this up quick. Let me look this up quickly.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you look it up. I'm gonna let you look this up right now, because the fact of the matter is that the secondary has actually been a lot better than what we actually thought they were gonna be. Look, listen. We got blown out twice. We got blown out by the Steelers, and we got blown out by Kansas City, which was a blowout, but not really a blowout. Honestly, they have done a very good job with covering people. Denzel Ward has been getting awards all over the place. They've been covering these big name wide receivers that's been posted had just absolutely had monster games on us. They've posted had monster games on us, and they have not had monster games. Eric, I cannot believe you right now.
Okay, here, and let me read you a number here.
I don't want to hear the number. I don't want to hear
2,876. That's the amount of passing yards that the Browns have given up on defense. They are ranked 31st in the entire NFL. Do you know who's number one? Do you know who the worst amount of passing yards is?
Who, Eric?
The Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay, so we're talking about passing yards? That's what we're talking about right now?
That's what the secondary's damn job is.
We're talking about passing yards. Okay?
Rushing yards, yeah, I'll be honest. I looked at the rushing yards. I'm wrong. So I'll have to revise my grade for the linebacking core and the defensive line. I'll revise that. But you know what? Defense as a whole has underperformed. Let's be honest here. Yes, the turnovers are nice. We have the best, but the thing is,
the defense is not underperformed, dude. The defense has done what they can, bro. The thing is that we averaged the most turnovers in the league, but we had an incompetent offense. So therefore, they would go out there and get a turnover. They would stop the offense, the opposing offense. We give the ball to our offense. We go 3 and out, and then the defense is back out there, bro.
I agree with that, but at the same time, it still falls on the lap of the defense.
You have to consider this, man.
Yes, you have to consider it, sure, but at the same time, end of the day, it's still.
My blood is boiling. My blood is boiling right now.
Okay, I didn't let you get a chance. What would you rank the secondary?
I'm rating the secondary. I'm giving them a C+.
Oh, wait a minute. So what happened to this? Oh, but they've been so great. They've been so
I'm
great.
giving them a C+. They're above average.
Yeah, after you railroaded me for the C-.
Because you basically gave them, the linebacking core is the worst part of the defense. And then you gave the secondary a worse grade.
Yeah, and then what did I say almost immediately afterwards after looking at the stats?
Well, now you want to revise. But I'm saying what got me into the initial rant phase is because of you doing that great. So,
okay, well, there you go. I'll fix it. You know what? How about this? C. I'm solid C for the freaking linebacking core. There you go.
Whew, man, my blood pressure. Anywho, before we take a break, because I'm going to need one because I'm about to blow a gasket over here.
Heart pills, buddy. Heart pills.
We have the Pro Bowl. The Pro Bowl voting has officially opened up. So I want to get your thoughts on that as far as who do you think from this team has a real shot at going to the Pro Bowl?
Well, obviously we got to talk about Joe Schobert because as much as he missed time, he's become such a fan favorite, and the Pro Bowl is pretty much a fan favorite contest. Let's be honest here.
Absolutely.
So Schobert, I think, has a chance. Chubb possibly, Ward possibly. Baker Mayfield has a real chance. Just because, let's be honest, how many times did he get Rookie of the Week when he probably shouldn't have?
Okay, I don't know if you want me to have a heart attack, but maybe that's the trend of this show. Baker Mayfield has no chance at the Pro Bowl unless somebody gets injured, bro.
Hold on.
We're talking about the AFC. We're talking about the AFC. For the AFC?
Okay, so here's my logic with that, though. Tom Brady or Patrick Mahomes is going to start in the Super Bowl. Am I correct?
Jesus, take the wheel.
Am I correct, L.A.?
Yes, you are correct, man.
Okay, so there's one, and both of them are going to be going to the Pro Bowl. Meaning that since the Pro Bowl is before the Super Bowl, one of them's not going to play.
So you're saying that Baker Mayfield is a top 4 AFC quarterback?
Hold on. I'm not saying he's a top 4. I'm saying he's a top 4 popular. And unfortunately, don't give me that look. Don't give me that. Unfortunately,
do I gotta rumble off these names to you? Are you absolutely out your mind right now?
Okay, who would you say is more popular than Baker Mayfield? That's not Tom Brady.
It ain't about to be about popularity. It's gonna be about who gets named to it. It's gonna be Tom Brady. It's gonna be Patrick Mahomes. You have Ben Roethlisberger. You have Phillip Rivers. Come on now.
It's a freaking popularity kind. That's what the All-Star games are nowadays.
Okay, I'm not doing this with you. So you think Baker? Okay, so your picks were Baker, Denzel Ward.
I said, hold on. You said who has a chance, not who's going to.
He has no chance. But
I think he might have a chance because of how
that's your pick.
He's been.
That's your pick. I will respect that. That's your pick. So I'm going to rattle this again for everybody that is pretty much in shock right now, probably. You said Baker Mayfield. You said Denzel Ward. You said Nick Chubb. And then you said Joe Schobert.
Yeah, and I'll also say, I want to say Randall, but at the same time, I don't know. That's a hard pick at this point, unfortunately.
Okay. So my picks are going to be, I'm going to say Myles Garrett, because he's towards the top as far as with sacks right now.
I can definitely agree with that one.
So Myles Garrett, Joe Schobert. I believe that if Nick Chubb continues to do what he's doing, then absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And then if I had to pick another, and Denzel Ward, of course.
You know, come to think of it, there's one name that we both left off of here.
Are we talking about an offensive lineman?
Yeah, but the thing is with offensive linemen, when people vote for it, it's just like, okay, I've never heard of any of these guys, so click, 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 click.
Yeah. The other thing too, man, to be honest with you, that I will give you is the fact that our Browns voting power as a fan base is nuts.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
you know, with it being open to us voting for it, I can honestly see what you mean now. And I won't be as irate as I was. But
No, yeah. I mean, unfortunately, and this is the one problem I do have with All-Star games, it has become exactly a popularity contest.
right.
I don't like it, but you know what? It is what it is. I mean, let's be
And then
honest.
most of the time people are skipping it anyway due to injuries. I mean, that's how Joe Schobert got in last year. So, you know, you know what, dude, you know what name we left off?
Joel Bitonio?
No.
Jarvis Landry?
No.
Ooh.
Colquitt.
Well, there's a reason for that one.
He's gonna go.
Yeah, that's true, but that's also because what other punters can you name?
He's outperforming the punters in the league. I mean, he's like I think he's in the top 3. So
unfortunately, that's true for the wrong reasons. But
look, man, you're trying to go on about the reasonings. I don't care about the reasonings. We're just naming the people that's gonna go to the Pro Bowl. Is he gonna go to the Pro Bowl or not? He's going to the Pro Bowl. Right?
He's gonna go to the Pro Bowl. Okay.
Oh, so you are listening to Brownstown USA, the episode where LA has a heart attack on air because Eric is just pushing the buttons today. So, look, we're going to take a quick break because I need it. My forehead is sweating. It's going crazy right now. When we come back, we're going to talk about what's trending with the team. And then we have a shout out to do as well. And then we're gonna wrap everything up. So this is Brownstown USA, powered by the 3-Point Conversion. Be right back.
Hey, this is Gary Payton. Y'all listen to 3-Point Conversion Radio. It's the bomb.
And we are back, and I'm breathing heavily because Eric is just pushing the buttons right now. But I've had some
Tums,
time.
man, take your Tums.
This guy, man. This guy. Anywho, we just got done talking about possible Pro Bowlers on the team. Whew, and giving grades out to the offense and defense. But let's talk about what's trending right now with the team right now. This is something that's actually been something that I've actually enjoyed over these last couple of weeks when we added this to the show.
Mm-hmm.
Because it gets us to get a chance out there to address some rumors, you know, just kind of like, you know, chat, like barbershop talk. So.
Okay, hold on. We're not taking your idea, Raph. We're not taking your idea.
What do you mean?
Doesn't he have his in the barber's chair thing?
No, in the moment is just when he gives a shout out.
So. No, I mean like when he's posted the videos of him talking sports in a literal barber shop.
Oh no, that was back in the day. No ideas taken at all. Even though there is this thing called In the Shot with LeBron James and them, but we're not doing that. I just said it's like barbershop talk.
Okay.
I didn't want to say that we were gossiping like girls in the beauty salon because we're not girls. So, anywho, man, Eric, you're just coming for me today, aren't you? That's what it is. Brownstown USA, Eric is coming for LA, and I'm about to just have to armor up, okay? I'm about to armor up.
Oh, I can't wait to see next week's show when I expose the...
We're gonna have to armor up, man. I mean, I'm gonna have to just get some oil, and we're gonna have to wrestle.
Okay, I'm disturbed now.
Anywho. So, what's trending right now is...
You sick mother...
It's Hugh Jackson, man. Hugh Jackson is trending right now for us, of course. We seen him go around on his media escapade and talk about his side of the story and how he's a confident man. I'm confident, and I'm confident. I don't have no insecurity.
I'm the head coach.
So,
no, you're not.
But he got picked up by the other team in Ohio, down there in dirty south of Ohio. And he's there as a special assistant to the head coach. So you saw an article out there, though, that you wanted to bring up. So let me know what you were talking about with that.
All right, so everyone in Cleveland knows who Jason La Canfora is.
Yep.
So there was actually an interesting article that he posted about how how the general manager who hired Hugh Jackson had another name in mind, but a certain owner who shall go unnamed right now insisted on Hugh Jackson being hiring. And the name that was and that they wanted to bring in, Sean McDermott, who I know it's not as sexy as Sean McVay.
Yeah, I mean, you hit the Sean and you hit the Mick. So I didn't know if it was gonna be Mick.
Either
McDermott.
way, both of them have actually been impressive as head coaches so far, given what they've had.
Okay.
Look, I know you'd rather have McVay, so would I, but given that McDermott actually got the Bills to a playoff team when they were supposed to be a last-place team.
No, you know what? No. Damn it, no. Okay? The way that they've been doing up there with the Bills and this Nathan Peterman experiment, no, no, I cannot do it right now, okay? I can't do it. I can't do it.
Okay, so I got to get your thoughts. What do you think about that story, though, or that idea?
What, that we should have had McDermott instead?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, looking at hindsight, of course, we want anything other than what we experienced with Hugh. So looking back on it, naturally, I would say, yes, I would want McDermott because it may have given us a different result. Maybe not as good as we would want, but wouldn't have been as bad. So I get it, but we already know what happens when the Haslams pick the coaches, which I'm very just glad that they're out of the way this time.
But not quite, because the article essentially ended with that they gave most control to who was it even? Was it Sashi Brown or was it Farmer that made the actual hire?
I think it was Farmer.
I think you're right, because didn't he get fired like about 2 weeks later?
Yeah, they gave it to Farmer, and then remember that's when they made Sashi come in, and then there was this whole like, this is Hugh, and then when Dorsey came in, we were like, dang, they're gonna do it again. They're gonna force Hugh on them again. So we were wondering like why he kept surviving throughout the GMs changing.
So I unfortunately, we may not be out of the woods yet, but here's hoping.
It is. Now, let's talk a little bit about Demarius Randall and his hilarious just troll of a job to Hugh Jackson. What does that tell you about – okay, and then I'm sorry. Guys, if you didn't know, Demarius Randall put out a hilarious tweet basically like putting laughy smiley faces emojis when they broke the news that Hugh Jackson was in Cincinnati. Then he also followed it up, I believe, by saying, yeah, so basically they're just bringing him in because they know they play us twice this season, two more times. Or, their games are coming up against us. So they're just going to bring him in and ask him, like, what's up? Now, again, these Browns players have personality. I just – it's just so funny because we normally see everybody else from other teams and stuff doing this kind of stuff. And so we have the ability to be able to look from the outside and say, oh, my God, I can't believe you did that, or it's absolutely hilarious. But it's different when your player's doing it. And I couldn't believe when I seen it. I mean, I just started dying laughing. But to me, Eric, doesn't it confirm what we already thought about the way that Hugh Jackson conducted himself here? I mean,
when your own players lose respect for you, or I should say ex-players now, that should say something. I mean, I don't think we've ever seen a head coach have someone go after them the way that Randall has.
Well, no, because we saw Des Bryant, but that was more so, I guess he was attacking the entire organization.
Yeah, but the thing is with that, I'm surprised. I am actually disappointed in something that Randall didn't do. I'm surprised he didn't say Terrell Pryor returning to Cincinnati confirmed. Because of how many times did Hugh Jackson have Terrell Pryor on his team?
I mean, yeah, he is a free agent.
Yeah, I know, but that's my thing. I mean, Randall, I think, does and is displaying exactly what the fans, the players, the pretty much the whole league thought of Hugh Jackson, and that was.
You're right.
And you know what? I'm going to say it. Congratulations, Hugh Jackson, on getting your future head coaching job, because Marvin Lewis is going to essentially go up to you and say, here you go, take my job at the end of this year, and then find a way to ruin the Bengals. And you know what? Then we won't be the laughing stock of the NFL anymore.
Well, to be honest with you, the Bengals have been a laughing stock because of the fact that they keep Marvin Lewis. They also have been a laughing stock because they, look good, but then they can't win a playoff game. They've also been a laughing stock because they've had nothing but criminals on their team at one point. They've also been a laughing – no, I'm just saying. We can keep going, okay? The Bengals don't need help on looking bad. They can look bad, but they haven't been as bad as the Browns. But I'm actually very excited, and I hope that Hugh Jackson gets to take over the Bengals, and that would just be absolutely great. It'd be awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Now, Eric, we gotta give a special shout out, man, because this week has been very happy and pleasant and just awesome because of that victory. But also, we had a special guest in Cleveland that flew all the way from the UK as well, and that's my man Paul Brown. I gotta give him a shout out. He has become Cleveland's sweetheart pretty much, and I remember when he started up his podcast and all that, you know, he's definitely evolved, and then he was able to get Nathan Zagura in on the show. And then he also, like I said, was able to make this game, and he chronologized it and put up videos and tagged people. And I mean, and it just caught fire. You know, people love that feel good story. And like I said, and then Zagura gave him a shout out on Cleveland Browns Daily. I believe it was Tuesday or Monday. Because I guess Paul had drones at the game as well. And the guy who was actually captaining, who was controlling the drone at the game, was the guy that did it on HBO Hard Knocks. So I don't know if you knew that or not, but it looks like Paul Brown got some connections as well. So I definitely want to give him a shout out because, like I said, he went from struggling to get people to listen to his show to now. And not saying that it's because, you know, he didn't have good content. But whenever you're doing a podcast, it's always that struggle and that grind to get up there and build your fan base. So I'm saying he went from just starting out grinding to now he's hot. He's the hot thing right now. So congratulations to Paul Brown, man. Much love to you, sir. And we wish him much, much more success.
Absolutely. I mean, talking to Paul, he was like one of the first guys I really got into it with while exploring the different Browns groups. He was always the first one to message me. He was always the first one to take part in the conversation. And you know what? Really, the guy's become such a figure in terms of the Cleveland Browns. He's almost like an ambassador for the Browns. And it's pretty cool because he was featured in the 30 for 30 special. Wait, was it 30 for 30 or was it E60? Where it was talking about the Browns being the Browns when they were playing in London.
I think it was E60.
Yeah, it was an ESPN program. Not shouting out ESPN here, but
no, we are not.
No, just saying if you haven't checked it out yet, it's a year old. Go watch it. It is fantastic. But he's done that. He's doing his podcast, which is very good. If you haven't checked that out yet, highly recommend it. And Absolutely. Then follow him on Twitter because his social media is fun to watch.
Popping.
Seriously, I mean, I haven't seen this much popping since I had the Jiffy Pop going the other day.
Sorry, I'm still doing the popping noise. Anywho, but yeah, that's enough love and stuff and all that mushy stuff. But but look, we have reached the end of another show. I definitely want to thank everybody out there for listening to Brownstown USA. We appreciate the love and the support, and we just want to continue to bring our personalities, our voices, Browns information to you from our perspective. And then, of course, we are believed in by an amazing company called the 3-Point Conversion. And like I said, make sure you check them out, 3pointconversion.com, 3-Point Conversion on all your social media outlets. And we put out updates. I mean, we do what we do. We write articles, updates, podcasts. We do it all. Okay? So thank you again, 3-Point Conversion. Raphael, Mr. Controversy, appreciate you as well. Shout out to all the staff and writers over there at 3-Point Conversion as well. Keep doing a good job.
I actually do have another thank you. I'd like to thank the paramedics that were on site for LA's heart palpitations that I may or may not have caused them.
Whew, I gotta lay down after this, man. This one took it out of me, man. You almost had me keel over, man. But
trust me, I'm already planning next week. No guarantees, but it will involve a fire hose and a midget.
That actually sounds interesting. If you bring some glitter, we're good. Anywho.
What?
Also, make sure that you follow me on all your social media outlets at LA_Broadus. Follow my man.
You're gonna have to explain them glitter. Okay.
Not yet.
I'll leave the chocolate pudding out of it.
Absolutely. Follow that crazy guy over there on Twitter at Stoshball and on Instagram at I_M_Stoshball. That's a lot of underscores. But until next time, we bid you adieu. This is Brownstown USA, powered by the 3-Point Conversion.
Stay tuned. Damien Adams is probably going to say something, but you don't have to listen to him. You can just stop listening now. All right. Take care, everybody. Later.
And the Browns beat the Falcons. The final score today, the Browns 28 and the Falcons 16.
Now listen to me. Do you believe? Yes. There's a really good football team in here. Do you believe? Listen to me. All players, all coaches, you get a game ball. And I want on there, believe. Make sure when we get that right. We need this team. Nobody the entire week. We stay in it. We continue to get ready. We need some time right now to collect ourselves. We got to believe in the people in this room. Okay? Yeah. Any questions about that? Yes, sir. Break us down, Horace. Here we go. Oh. Hey! Family on 3! 1, 2!